All right, hey everyone, Tellor Dev Call, December 19th. So goes without saying, probably won't do one next week.
Yeah, that's Boxing Day.
It'll be Christmas day after.
Day
So
after Christmas.
yeah, so Merry Christmas on behalf of Tellor if you're watching this. Yes, so what are we working on? Here, let me let Akram in. I guess the big things here, I'm going to put out an article here over the year end, working on just keeping the integrations going. But yeah, we'll just kind of jump into what everyone's working on and start talking about it. So Tally, on to you first.
Hey, I deployed and verified the ChatGPT reader integration.
Nice.
So it's on Gorley, yeah. I started the changes to the API README that you recommended at the end of the day on Friday.
Yeah, let me know when they're done.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I have to follow up with I'm gonna just follow up this morning on Telegram with Mimicry.
Okay.
And see if they want to move forward or if they want to redesign the Python implementation in any way.
Cool.
I also made a PR into the DataSpec docs. That changes the description of how to well, it points it to the issue template instead of how it used to be, where it's like copy the document and then rewrite it. Yeah, so it's a little bit easier to create a new request for data.
Nice. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. And then for people listening, what is the ChatGPT thing?
Oh yeah, so if you're familiar with ChatGPT, as I digress here, I actually had a conversation with someone over the weekend and I said, how do you describe ChatGPT to someone who doesn't know how to use a computer? And it was actually very hard. But anyway.
You should ask ChatGPT.
You should ask ChatGPT.
It's a perfect question for it.
Yeah, honestly. But
where you like it's sort of like an autistic 10-year-old
yeah,
with access to the internet.
But the ChatGPT reader,
kind of like Google. If you could have a conversation with Google, that's how I've used it.
Sure,
that's true. But it's a contract that reads a new kind of Tellor query, which is the response to a ChatGPT prompt. So in the contract, it has a function that reads Tellor, and you can put in the query parameter, which is the prompt, and it will spit out if the Tellor reporters are. Well, if you tip it, then it'll spit out a response as a string. It's kind of fun.
Do you need access to the Git book still?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so and then whenever you push something on chain, if you do on a test net or when you do, tell Ryan to tweet it out. Send him the transaction and the deeds. So
sure. I'll tweet it out too.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is like supposed to be deterministic, but is there API? Like,
oh,
are they like?
I was wondering that too. Like an API that you can call.
You know what I mean? Like, is it, or are they just like feeding in, some random seed kind of situation to the model that they're running?
Well, I always wonder that because I know Google is slightly like non-deterministic in that, if Mike can
change over time.
Well, it changes over time, and then also like based upon your preferences and your locations and things like that. Like if you Google something here versus in Germany, they'll give you different answers just because you might want different things.
Yeah.
Super good questions. Dispute considerations. Yeah. This is a fun one though. So yeah. All right, but thanks, Tally.
Yeah, sure.
Ryan?
Yeah, I'm just getting a little hung up on this invalid pseudo selector via CSS for the thresholds on the front end. If anybody's familiar.
Yeah, let me know. Maybe this afternoon we can sit down and
ask ChatGPT.
Yes.
Ask ChatGPT.
Right. Just do that. I was asking Stack Overflow, but it I don't know, it gets to a point where like I feel bad just asking for the answer, so I'm trying to do a little research dance as well.
What?
Dude,
No?
Stack's
Yeah.
made for that.
What
What's
I
that?
do all day is just
Oh,
Google for
okay.
answers to my.
I'm just reliving my college trauma of like the guy like being like, just study yourself, bro. So
No,
I'll
and as a
I can
Stack
solve this
person,
error from first principles. He's like reading up on like how CSS is written.
yeah. No, and like somebody who's used Stack and like tried to boost your reputation, like I love when someone throws me a softball and you can answer it and get 10 points for answering somebody's
That's a good
question.
point.
Like guys love that.
Help
So-
them.
Yeah.
cool. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, ideally, I'd like to get that knocked out so that I can do a nice little video for the Fun to Feed site. And then still got that voting page sitting on the back end that I would also like to tackle. But
Nice. And then we'll probably have to add Gnosis Chain. So
to the data feed.
yeah, to the data feed. So it's another EPM. So
Is it up now or is it?
we're up on testnet now. So you
do the
we're
test
gonna
net?
I don't know, Brenda, when are we'll probably deploy mainnet later this week sometime. So you can just wait and knock them out together, probably.
Okay.
But I think Spuddy he's reported successfully and stuff. So yeah, people who are listening, we're up on Gnosis test chain, what is it? Chiado, something like that. So if you want to use us over there, we're reporting on the testnet and we'll be deploying on mainnet. So it's exciting. So
Cool.
all right, Owen.
Hey, I pushed something for the RAI USD feed. There's two sources, but the third Nomics API, like I tried all the others, Nomics API wasn't working. So, but that was with like I just need to verify, like make sure API key works. But, and then I haven't finished there's like a bug with multi-call. So I need to do that today. And then there's another for submitting transactions on Polygon. That's what he submitted that I need to check out before we go into a period of like wait and see if everything's stable, make another release.
Cool. Yeah, this might be a good time. I know you're pushing RAI USD. So I think we talked last dev call about it. So RAI,
I couldn't remember if we told anyone.
yeah, Reflexer, they pushed us through on a governance proposal. So we're the backup for Reflexer, similar to Liquidity, which is super cool. So like Reflexer and Liquidity, two decentralized stablecoins, we're in there. This is like a sort of a similar note on that. Somebody has been, if you looked at the reporters channel, some of you reporters out there have been reporting Litecoin and some rando ones.
Tell us why.
It's a-okay that you're doing it. You know, like for the time-based rewards, you can basically submit anything and you still get the time-based rewards. But let's be good stewards of our users here. So we have users and it would be awesome. You know, the whole purpose of the time-based rewards is it's supposed to be sort of subsidizing bootstrapping the mining network or the reporter network. So we have you guys there ready whenever people start using it. And it's also it's super nice when it helps bootstrap things for users. So they have to pay less money in tips. Yeah. I know that you guys don't necessarily care about it, but listen, if we don't get users, this whole thing where you're making money reporting goes away. So if you could just kindly help us out and report things that people actually need. Nobody has ever needed Litecoin. So, you know, like the ETH US dollars, RAI US dollar now, Ample, the USPCE, some things, you know, ETH US dollars, a super easy one, lots of great data sources. Just keep pushing that one like you guys were doing a month ago. Nobody cares. But yeah, try not to do these random things. You're not like going to get penalized from it, but just, you know, so we all sort of are helping users out in a good way.
Is there a way, would it be dumb to build in recommendations into Telliot? Or like some default?
Well, I mean, I don't even think we have Litecoin built into Telliot.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
some,
what's I don't know
yeah,
what the deal with that one is.
somebody's just, they built Litecoin into their custom reporter and they want to, maybe
They're
they're,
holding a bag of Litecoin to want to remind people it still exists.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
So,
but good points. Good
Add
points.
this to the Teller mysteries list.
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Akram, on to you.
And how are you? Working on still trying to finish the end-to-end tests for the pact contract. Got stuck halfway, found some bugs, fixing them. That's what I'm working on.
Okay, and then Kalend is a user. They should be sharing their contracts with us. So they're similar to like Compound or Aave, for those listening. And they're going to be going on Cadena, and they need an Oracle. So that's what Akram's working on. So that's cool. Thank you. Other things, I guess, Mike, Brenda, anything?
I haven't checked to see if anybody has mentions, but I think we should engage a little bit with the RAI people in that Telegram chat.
Yeah.
Just to, I don't think we should, they integrated it incorrectly to start. I don't think we should, I think we should like offer some help to make sure they don't make a mistake again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go follow their
Yeah.
repos and
Just
I
to
think
say, oh, here's what you
sent
did
it, yeah.
last time, here's what you should do this time.
So cool. All right. And yeah, and then I think next dev call. So next dev call is gonna be in 2 weeks. I think we'll make it the 2 weeks. We'll do, since it'll be the new year.
Year in review?
Do we can do year in review, or we could do what to look forward to
A year
next year.
preview.
A year preview. Well, what are we gonna be working on?
Make it two-parter.
What?
Can make it two-parter.
Yeah.
Carter. So yeah, one of them will be
Yeah.
next week. We'll see. And then are we doing a year in review article?
Yeah,
We usually do.
yeah,
So try to start that.
yeah.
So all right, cool. Ryan, any questions?
Yes, we actually have a couple. One is, are there any potential risks associated with growing too fast, either with the price of TRB being rapidly elevated or with the number of users and required data feeds rapidly increasing? For example, what risks are associated with becoming successful too quickly, if any?
Big downfall if the TRB price just skyrockets. Not a whole lot of downsides, but it does get more expensive to stake then. So you have to start worrying about sort of token distribution amongst the reporters.
Mhm.
So, you know, like if the TRB price starts growing similar to, and more people come on, usually the bigger these rewards are, kind of like with any of these staking protocols, whether it's Ethereum or even Bitcoin mining and things like that, there's a lot of like centralization factors amongst it, because you sort of grow to the economies of scale. So it's less hobbyists can get involved and more professional organizations become your reporters and eat up all the rewards. So there's like just different risks there. So as far as the users growing, you could have a problem if you have like lots and lots of users. We've seen this where, you know, like you could have like, if the token price doesn't sort of grow, you know, you could have a problem if you have like, probably the biggest risk for Tellor would be like people using Tellor incorrectly. Like if you were trying to secure $500 billion or something worth of loans on the Tellor feed, like for $500 billion, somebody can break Tellor, I guarantee it. So don't do that. So, you know, like making sure that we sort of grow to secure those really, really large networks. You know, we can secure a lot of value right now, but we can't, you know, if you were talking about like, you know, Tellor is going to be securing some L1 chain or something like that, one of these giant things, it just doesn't make any sense. So or like, yeah, you're using Tellor for the next CBDC in the US. Like, no, that wouldn't work. So we just have to grow. It'll come with time.
And then a couple in the deep questions. So kudos to the community for reaching out in that Discord channel. But one was, why is everyone reporting Litecoin? I think we answered that. We don't really know. And then Slow Ed 66 is asking what the origin of the Tellor name is.
Just the combination of the word to tell, like an oracle tells the chain something about off chain, and then OR, it's a play on the word oracle. Simple as that.
We have to come up with a better story than that. That's yeah, whoever can come up with a better story than that.
However you can
Oh,
work,
and a fortune
bring
cookie.
in like the cave into your story, origin
Yeah.
story. Nick went on a spiritual quest to a real oracle in the neighborhood in the cave for the name.
Right. We were seeing a fortune teller, and this is what she had prophesized to us, or something. Whoever comes up with the best teller backstory for it,
This is very North Korea.
yeah, that becomes the official one.
I don't know if you've ever read like Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un's like birth story. It's like that. Like he was
Yeah.
born on top of a mountain and some like magical bird dropped him off. Born him a virgin.
You could ask ChatGPT to come up with one.
But I think there is something about like needing a good origin story and everything like that. You know, like it's just, if you become successful and like almost the allure of the protocol in general, it has a lot to do with just how you story it.
I like our humble beginning.
We do have a humble beginning, and if you tell it as the story in general, it
Yes.
can sort of work. So, but I think we need a better answer to that question in general. Like, you know, similar, like if somebody shows you a piece of artwork, like you want, if you know the backstory, it means much more. And same with like like that's what Bitcoin, it like has this mythology behind the foundings of it at this point. You know, like if somebody was like, where did the name Bitcoin come from? Or like, you know, how did Bitcoin start? And they
But
were
I
like,
think that answer
it was
would
a
be-
chat room.
Yeah, it
It
probably
was a chat room from two white dudes, and they didn't want to get thrown in jail, so they made up this anonymous person. Like, no, like it's like, this is Satoshi, man. So yes, origin stories, guys, come up with them.
We'll let the community come up with them. Or AI.
Yes, AI is the community now.
Yeah.
This is all right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Hit us up if you have any questions. Have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas.